And now he has to be able to display that on the floor.
Meanwhile, for South Carolina, it's the return of an old friend, Meechie Johnson.
Definitely an experienced vet, shoots the deep ball, leads the team in a way that is definitely unparalleled. And he's going to be needed and necessary in today's game to be able to show what the Gamecocks are capable of all season long.
Our officials tonight are Courtney Green, Landon Brandis, and John Johnson. The opening tip and the first possession belongs to South Carolina. 4 new starters this season for the Gamecocks, an offense that averaged just under 70 points a game a season ago. K-pitch.
Like we talked about, floor spreading bigs, players that can play inside and out, whether it's a pick and pop or a pick and roll.
First 3 of the season for the transfer from UC San Diego. 31% three-point shooter a season ago. Pierce, tough shot. It won't go. Battle for the rebound. K-pitch comes up with it. Here's the starting 5. Johnson, Knox, Sharif jumps, Studi, and K-pitch. Sharif jumps. It's short, but K-pitch was fouled, fighting for the rebound.
Yeah, K-pitch keeping the ball alive, establishing himself, his positioning early so that he could give his team another opportunity to try to score the ball.
Foul was called on Luce Ume. He picks up his first. And here's a steal for A&T, and Walker all alone. Lorian Walker, redshirt junior guard from Durham, North Carolina. He's a D2 transfer from Mount Olive. Was their second leading scorer last year.
Yeah, Trent Middleton Jr. is a guy that can really get out in the open floor and go.
In the corner, that was Studi.
Yeah, and that's good to see. Miles Studi is going to be one of those players that can play inside and out. He is obviously known for his shooting ability, which makes him a matchup nightmare for primary bigs that are going to have to step out and guard him.
Luce Ume, the floater goes.
Yeah, I like his game. Really plays strong, plays physical. He's going to be needed in tonight's game, especially in the paint interior area.
Knox kicks it. Sharp jumps. Now Knox. Back iron. Doumbia comes up with the rebound. And Middleton looks to push. Get into the corner. It's Walker. Meechie comes up with it for South Carolina. Played 10 games last season with Ohio State before taking indefinite leave of absence. Meechie to the glass. We'll go the other way.
You see Miles Studi, one of those guys that can recognize when he's open and when he should take the shot, and right there he knocked it down with confidence.
Trent Middleton Jr. bringing it up, the junior guard from Philadelphia. Luce Ume. Aggies averaged 69 points per game last season. 5 new starters this season. That won't go for Luce Ume. Johnson was the Gamecocks' leading scorer 2 seasons ago. K-pitch, he's got another one.
That's what South Carolina has definitely improved from last year on, is the ability to spread the floor from that post position, bringing those bigs out, spreading the defense, making driving lanes a lot easier to take and make shots.
In the post, this is Doumbia working on K-pitch. Nice move.
That's That's a good move from Doumbia there. Was able to keep his balance, keep his footing against a strong K-pitch, and finish and use his size and length to his advantage.
2 transfers coming over from UMass. Played 15 games off the bench last year as a freshman for Frank Martin. Studi thought about it. Takes it from the wing. Rebound for Doumbia. Looking to push up ahead, it's Walker. Beat the Gamecocks back, John.
Yeah, that's one thing that South Carolina has to do better at is the transition defense against an A&T team that wants to run and get out in the open floor.
Fans wanted it from K-pitch. He's already got 2. Knocks on the drive. Doesn't get the bounce. Pierce comes up with it for the Aggies. Middleton will take it himself. And the putback attempt. Doumbia draws the foul. South Carolina's going to shoot a lot of threes this season. They have a big man that can hit them. K-pitch has 2 of them. The Gamecocks lead the Aggies 9-8.
Early 9-8 lead for South Carolina over North Carolina A&T. Dave and John back with you. The start of the non-conference, new faces. John, this is when roles will be defined.
Yeah, usually the non-conference is where it all starts, where you get to see your teams compete with the lights on, with the stakes at their highest. And so both of these teams are going to try to define those roles by seeing who performs when the chips are at the highest.
It's when coaches will learn about their players as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have the opportunity to do that by seeing how they compete against certain defensive sets, how they play under pressure is huge.
Well, let's take a look at your keys to success for the Gamecocks, John.
Yeah, they struggled against NC State, guarding the ball and fouling, and so that's something that they want to correct upon. The emphasis on rebounding, controlling the paint, and stop the fast break, which we've seen A&T already take advantage of so far.
And how about for the Aggies?
Yeah, they have to guard the perimeter. We already see the floor spreading ability from South Carolina, and then win the battle in the paint, show their ability to be physical down there, and search for open floor opportunities from their defensive connectivity.
Well, I'll tell you what, they are winning the battle in the paint so far. They have 8 points in the paint. Gamecocks don't have any yet. At the line, Amadou Doumbia. In and out. Only a 46% free throw shooter last season as a freshman playing for Frank Martin at UMass. He's from Mali. Averaged just 4.4 minutes per game for the Minutemen. Misses both. Sharp jumps. Finds a Simeon. Spins his way inside, kicks it out. Michi, an open look. Got it.
That is textbook. Great inside-out action. Post touch. Simeon finds the open man.
First 3 of the season for Michi Johnson. Hit from a 36% clip last season. All Gamecocks points from behind the arc so far. Uche Ume kicks it out. A whistle, and Middleton steps out of bounds.
It's great recovery there from Eli Ellis.
Look at Coach Ross in his 3rd season, previous 3 seasons as an assistant at Temple. Not unfamiliar with the CAA. Before that, 10 seasons as the head coach at Delaware, 2006 to 2016. He was an NCAA Coach of the Year. Took the Blue Hens to the NCAA tournament in 2014.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of rebuilding the program. He's got an emphasis on defense and toughness and recruiting high-character players.
Talked to him about this matchup. He said, scouting's been a little difficult because it's the first game. South Carolina has a lot of new guys, but some old guys as well that they're familiar with. Said he was familiar with Michi Miles Studi. He recruited when he was at Temple. Michi can't hit from in close. Uche Ume working on Sharv jumps. Sharv jumps at 6'9", but can also play the point, John. He's so versatile.
Yeah, he can do a little bit of everything, man. He's a Swiss Army knife, can guard multiple positions, can play multiple positions, very high IQ, smart. Just like that, turns the ball over.
Middleton, and a blocking foul called on Sharv jumps. He'll pick up his first. Coach Parrish in his 4th season, the 2024 SEC Coach of the Year. In year 2 on the job, he orchestrated the greatest single-season turnaround in program history, 26-8, a trip to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2017. After coming over from Chattanooga, 5 seasons with the Mocs. Likes this team a lot, John. You talked about it in the open. Reminds him a little bit of that team from 2 years ago. Guard heavy and bigs who can stretch the floor.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're seeing it so far. Doing a really good job offensively, showing their skill and spacing, their 3-point shooting, tempo, and good ball movement.
Middleton pulls the Aggies within 2. Blue guy, Kobe Knox. Johnson guarded by Vic. Johnson, quick first step. Tries to dish. Ellis, they give him no space. Strong can't hit, another opportunity. Ellis for 3. In and out. Strong.
I like how you said strong there. He's able to keep the ball alive, use his shoulders, go into the defender's chest, be able to finish.
He goes 6'8", 250. Junior forward from Charlotte, North Carolina. A soft touch from Lewis Walker.
Yeah, Lewis Walker, another player, 6'4", 230, built like a champion. Uses his size to his advantage there.
Johnson checked by Walker. Ellis on the drive. He'll dish to a Simeon. In traffic, converts.
Yeah, nice little Moravian prep connection there between Ellis and the Simeon, former teammates in high school.
3 of those on this Gamecocks roster. Vic. Skying for the rebound is Kobe Knox. Fast up ahead to Ellis. Turnover here. A collision and an offensive foul. South Carolina leads by 4. Courtesy of a couple of newcomers. Elijah Strong doing work inside. Hayden Simeon gets in on it as well. Gamecocks lead by 4. Threes already, John.
Yeah, the Gamecocks putting their three-point ability on full display. We see here Miles Studi available and making the high percentage shot. And right here, Capich off the pick and pop. And then finally, we see an inside-out action to Michi Johnson making the familiar 3-ball for the Gamecocks.
Coach Paris talked about shooting threes this season. He said, we have a team, a lot of guys that can make shots, combination of guys that can make shots and guys that usually do make shots, and so that's a good combination. We're going to shoot a lot of threes, and I just like threes. I want to take a good shot, honestly, whatever it ends up being, but I'm not going to discourage threes from hardly anybody on our team.
Yeah, and what that 3-ball does is it opens up the floor for the other assets that the Gamecocks have. You got players that can get downhill and get paint touches. You have players that can post up. So it just makes those opportunities a lot easier.
Last season, 39% of their shots were from behind the arc. That number's going to climb this season. Vic can't get the roll. Impressive freshman Ellis. Studi, good look inside. And the stuff from Elijah Strong.
That was a great find from Miles Studi. Nice roll and replace action there where Strong was able to get himself a quick boom.
Also might have gotten himself a tee.
He definitely did. He hung on that rim a little bit.
So it's Lewis Walker to the line. He's the other UMass transfer. Redshirted last year for Frank Martin. He signed with the Minutemen as a 3-star recruit from Winston-Salem Christian. Top 60 power forward nationally. Went to UMass over offers from George Mason, San Jose State, Georgia State. A good get in the transfer portal for North Carolina A&T.
Absolutely. Plays hard, infinite motor, just knows how to play the game and has an incredible knack and feel.
It's a 4-point game. Ogletree to inbounds. Freshman guard Brooklyn Vick of Deerfield Beach, Florida. Lewis Walker. Lorian Walker. Connects.
And Lorian Walker can score the ball. D2 transfer, but he's one of the leading scorers in this conference, averaging around 17 points a game.
He had double-digit points in all but 4 games last season. First made 3 of the night for the Aggies. Pass deflected out of bounds by Walker.
Yeah, doing a little slicing and dicing there, getting himself some space. Beautiful little step back there.
Ellis, downhill. He kicks to Butler, and contact. Jordan Butler will head to the line for South Carolina.
Jordan Butler, known for his three-point shooting ability, made more of a point of emphasis to also add on rim running to that identity. He uses his size, his ability, get a full head of steam and get towards the basket.
7-footer from Malden, South Carolina. 71% free throw shooter a season ago. Played in 28 games, John, but limited minutes, just over 7 minutes a game. Increased. Asanago will check in. Our first look at the redshirt junior forward, another 7-footer. He's from France, but a transfer coming over from Providence. 2 7-footers on the floor right now for South Carolina. DeBrick, hands off to Vic. Lost the handle. In the possession of Walker. 5 seconds for Brooklyn Vic. Step back, it's short. And a rebound for Asanago.
It's going to be hard for Brooklyn Vic to get that shot off against a 7-foot Butler.
Ellis in the corner. Now in the paint. Running out of space. 10 seconds, Kobe Knox. They get it to Asanago. That shot won't go. Grant Polk seeing his first action. Walker, back iron. Rebound for Polk. Asanago connects. How about a 7-footer, John, that can do that?
You have 2 7-footers on the floor that can shoot the 3 at a high clip.
And the response from Ogletree.
Yeah, Ogletree, an improved 3-point shooter. Coach Ross talked about how much he worked on it to a point where now, when he shoots it with his feet set, he is sure that it's going in. But like that, beautiful response from Eli Ellis, also showing his ability to shoot the deep ball.
First collegiate points for the sharpshooter, Eli Ellis. First the 3, John, from creased Asanago.
Yeah, beautiful 3 from him. Nice little pick and pop action. And then you see here, Eli Ellis recognizing that he had space. He hasn't been given much from North Carolina A&T because they know what he does on the scout report.
South Carolina's made 5 of their last 6 shots. Ellis, 4-star prospect, number 9 guard in his class. Great get for South Carolina. Coach Paris called him a competitive kid, amongst the most elite competitors. He stands out. Whoever's out there competing in any walk of life, I'm not sure if they can compete like he does. And that's where it starts for him. It's been that way his whole life.
He's had to. I mean, I know they got him at 6 foot on paper, but it's about 5'10". And with that, you have to do everything right. You have to be a competitor. You have to be able to shoot the 3. You have to be able to use ball screens. You have to be able to defend and be able to rotate. You got to do everything right, and he has been doing that since he was in the 7th grade.
A turnover for the Aggies. That's their 3rd. South Carolina has 4. Asanago Gets it to Knox. He draws contact. Lewis Walker picks up the foul, his first. And Kobe Knox will head to the line. Transfer from South Florida, a couple seasons there after a freshman season at Grand Canyon. Actually had a red shirt and a freshman year at Grand Canyon. 77% free throw shooter a season ago for the Bulls. He's a guy, John, whose numbers have gone up every year. Last year, career averages in points, rebounds, and assists. We talked to Coach Parrish at shoot-around today about Knox. He called him someone who's potentially be the glue guy this year.
Yeah, he's a Swiss Army knife for the Gamecocks, and he's always been that, where he can play multiple positions as well as guard almost every position.
Ogletree. Whistle. A foul that will go against South Carolina. It's called on Grant Polk. He picks up his first. Sandico, Ellis. They check out. Another whistle will go against the Gamecocks. Brings us to immediate timeout. 8 minutes to go in the first. South Carolina leads North Carolina A&T 28-20. Well, that's what's new this season. Coach Parrish talked about what he was looking to bring in. He said, we were looking, John, for a little more depth, more skill as shooters. You know, if you look 2 years ago, we had B.J. Mack who could spread the floor. Miles Studi played the foursome, which he'll do this year. The beneficiary was Michi Johnson or Talon Cooper because you could spread the floor. So we want to get skilled in a way that there's a threat for three-point shots to happen. He loves threes. Threes are worth more than twos, and so we're going to shoot a lot of them. Better served when you have bigs that can do that also. That's what they were looking at when making up this roster.
Yeah, and now all they have to do is just find a way to gain chemistry. And that comes with the reps that they get together. And those teams that go dancing at the end of the year, those teams that can sink quickly before everyone else can.
How about the depth? They have played 11 players already in this one. Butler forces the tough shot. Johnson. Strong in the post.
that's automatic for Elijah Strong. When he catches it that deep in the paint area, all he has to do is drop step. It's going to lead to a high percentage shot.
Transfer from Boston College. He's got 6 points already, John.
Yeah, that was a great big-to-big play from Butler to Strong, where all he had to do was just take a couple dribbles. And you notice there wasn't a lot of digs happening down there because of the pressure that South Carolina puts on the perimeter because of their shooting ability.
Almost swiped away by Johnson. This is off of A&T, so it'll be South Carolina basketball. We've seen some of the work that Elijah Strong has done already in this game, John. Coach Parrish told us he's so gifted offensively, maybe even more so than what he saw from CMB.
Yeah, I mean, his ability to naturally just get to his footwork, his post-ups, his drop steps, his counters to those drop steps make him an imposing force down there in the paint. And not only in the paint, he can pop, he can short roll, he can handle the ball. Like, he's a really good athlete out there.
This time he feeds Butler.
Did I say he could pass? Let me add that on.
They can do that too.
The kid can pass as well.
12-point lead for South Carolina. Walker, the fadeaway. It's good.
I like Walker. He competes out there.
And 6 points. Ellis. Butler trying to back down Walker. Double team comes.
I've enjoyed the big-to-big actions between Elijah Strong and Jordan Butler, and this time it landed with an exclamation point. You could see Dumbia made a business decision by not trying to contest that shot. Butler had already had his feet set.
The foul was called on Dwayne Pierce, sends Butler to the line. Gets the bounce on the first. Butler in his second season with South Carolina after coming over from Missouri. 30 games, 13 starts as a freshman for Mizzou. K-Pitch comes back in. He had the hot hand early, John.
Yeah, K-Pitch is coming in, had a well-deserved rest. Right now we are seeing Meechie Johnson really get after it on the defensive end.
The steal and the stuff. Johnson has 5. Walker. Baseline. Misses everything. Sharp Jumps comes up with it for the Gamecocks. Johnson on the drive. Asking for a call, but he won't get it. 5-on-4 opportunity. Now Johnson gets back. Walker from the corner. Rebound for Sharp Jumps. Johnson. We have a foul on the floor on North Carolina A&T. How about some defense to offense here, John, for Meechie Johnson?
Yeah, Meechie Johnson has been extremely active on the primary ball handlers of North Carolina A&T, and it led to him a nice little highlight film.
Second foul on Dwayne Pierce. Send Johnson to the line. South Carolina's leading scorer 2 years ago. He averaged just over 14 points per game to lead the Gamecocks to the NCAA tournament. In and out. Dumbia comes up with it for the Aggies. Ogletree, guarded closely by Johnson. Middleton trying to find some space against Sharafjam, stays with it, rattles it in.
Yeah, and those are those possessions that for South Carolina, once you get the low percentage shot at Sharafjam's cause, the ball has to be collected.
See that quickness from Meechie Johnson.
That's the thing with Meechie Johnson is because of his ability to shoot the three, you have to play him with limited space, and then his first step can take action, and it's tough to stay in front of that kid.
Vic, who has some quickness of his own, checks in for A&T. So fast, is that elite gift of speed. Short on the free throw. The lead is 12 for South Carolina. Lewis Walker. Ogletree. That's no good. Simeon with the rebound for the Gamecocks. Johnson spins inside, kicks it out. Capich for three. We have a break here from CLA. 3:49 left to go in the first half. The Gamecocks lead 36-24. Veteran team for South Carolina. They started 5 seniors today. And Studi and Johnson, they're 1 and 2, John, most SEC minutes returning this season in their career.
Yeah, they've got a lot of experience on that roster, even though they may not be all experienced together. They're experienced individually. And what I have known or seen in the past is when you have that type of experience individually, it makes it a lot easier to bring it together.
Miles and Meechie have also combined to make 419 threes in their career. Two guys that Coach Paris has been able to rely upon. So important for him to get Meechie Johnson back. So, you know, the level of appreciation he has for the opportunity, it's obvious. You see it on a day-to-day basis. Compared it, John, to a dating relationship where there's been a breakup and you start going back, you try to figure out if it's real, you start talking, you're getting to the bottom of what he wants out of this and what his expectations are, what we need out of this from him, what our expectations are. He just said, like, I love the kid, known his family, his uncle for an eternity. I'm from Ohio, so it wasn't much of a decision for us to bring him back.
Absolutely, and Coach Lamont Paris is a business guy, man. He knows business, and so at the end of the day, he knew that it wasn't anything personal with Meechie leaving. And when he decided to come back, of course you're going to take him with open arms when you don't leave with a burnt bridge.
Sharp Johnson, Simeon not on the same page. Turnover for the Gamecocks. Coach Parrish not pleased. He always talks about turnovers as wasted possessions. Affects your ability to score, proves their ability to score. Walker short. 3 minutes to go in the first half. 10-point lead for South Carolina. Simeon. Kapich from the wing. His shot, John, it's pure.
Yeah, you got to meet him on the catch because he is extremely dangerous once he gets his eyes to the rim.
He's got 9 points. Brooklyn Vic. Doumbia will try. Rebound for a Simeon. Sharp drums with the reverse.
And that's the thing. I mean, you got a guy like that that can control pace. At 6'9", he can get his shoulders ahead of you. And at that point, he uses that length to his advantage to score the ball.
6'9" guard from Mongolia. Doumbia. Whistle that will go against South Carolina. Kapich has been lethal so far, John, from behind the arc.
Yeah, nice little just pop action there where he knew the defender wasn't going to be able to recover in time. And here you see Sharp Johns just using his size, his strength to his advantage to be able to finish on the other side of the rim.
Kapich with 9 points. 3 for 4 from 3. Picks up the foul, and that sends Doumbia to the line. In and out, and a rebound for Kapich. Kapich brings some tournament experience as well, coming over from UC San Diego. They were the Big West champs. Ellison side. Freshman against freshman, Ellison Vic.
Even though Ellis is smaller than Vic, or I'll say shorter than Vic, he competes down there. He's one of those little guys that takes pride in it.
On the lob and the finish. On the tip for Kobe Knox.
You see there, Eli Ellis said, I'm small, but I will big boy you down there in that paint. And right there was able to hit that little teardrop floater, and him in the open floor, tossing it up to Kobe Knox, lost his footing to ease it into the basket.
South Carolina has opened up 45-26 lead with 1:05 to go in the first. Nice crowd on hand here inside Colonial Life Arena. Season opener, South Carolina Gamecocks. They're on a 9-0 run. What's impressed you most so far, John, from South Carolina?
They're poised under pressure. North Carolina A&T is extremely athletic. They put a lot of pressure on the ball. They haven't been sped up by their defensive pressure. And so I've enjoyed watching South Carolina just make the adjustments as the game progresses and continually get better each possession.
Walker checked by Kapich. Vic, baseline, he's short. A rebound for Ellis. Knox. Sandico. It's a turnover for South Carolina. Walker, oh, nice move behind the back. High off the glass and in. Impressive.
Yeah, beautiful take there from Walker. just showing his fearlessness out there, even against an SEC team like South Carolina.
Gamecocks can hold for the final shot of the half. K-pitch looking inside. Instead, he finds Studi. Studi on the drive. Couldn't finish. He draws the foul.
Yeah, I love that play. That's it. Walker, get into his bag. Nice little cross behind the back, finishing over 2 defenders, jumping and trying to block his shot.
Ogletree picked up the foul. Studi hits the free throw. He played in 14 games last year. His last game was January 4th. Great to see him back. And this is the second. Walker comes down with it, and that's how the half will end. South Carolina on a 10-2 run to end the first half, John, and they lead 46-28 at halftime.
Yeah, I was impressed with South Carolina and their ability to respond to the several actions defensively that North Carolina A&T threw at them, and was also impressed with North Carolina A&T's resiliency as well as ball pressure.
South Carolina shoots just under 60% in the first half, 50% from 3. They have an 18-point lead at halftime.
And we welcome you inside the Halftime Report with the two-time ACC Coach of the Year, Seth Greenberg. I'm Zubin Mehenti. If anything, college basketball, of course, has been dominated by the freshmen as far as most people can remember in this modern era. This year, no different. Coach is going to run through some of the names you need to know before they're in the NBA at this time next year. Let's start with the two-time National High School Player of the Year, Cam Boozer of Duke.
Yeah, Cam Boozer, he's part Carlos Boozer, part Paulo Banchero. 6'9", physical, tough, plays the contact, rebounds the ball, can drive it from the elbow, play off the wing, shoot the three, but most importantly, he's going to play through the defense and to contact. An elite rebounder on both ends, a defensive rebound, he can initiate the fast break. Cam Boozer is a match-up problem.
What about his brother? Because we have to talk about the entire combination of the Boozers, who, of course, the sons of Carlos Boozer, who won the 2001 national title at Duke himself.
Before the season's out, Caden Boozer will be a key piece for Duke if they're going to pursue a national championship. DNA, championship DNA. Great feel for the game. Terrific passer, can get to the rim and shoot the basketball. To me, he's a guy that can piece together all these talented players. He plays a little younger than Cam right now, but as he gains experience at this level, you're going to see him have a huge impact for Duke.
All right, so from that pair in the ACC, let's go to a pair in the Big 12, starting with the highest-ranked recruit that has ever played for the BYU Cougars.
Yeah, A.J. Demancia, I mean, like, he's just different. I mean, he is a physical specimen, 6'9", and alert defender on off the ball. I love his ability to get to a spot, elevate, and score it. You see his alertness off the ball defensively. He grabs a defensive rebound. He can initiate your fast break. He can play the point. You see him reject that ball screen and finish at the rim. He impacts at both sides. He's just a problem at 6'9".
How about the impact of this guy in Lawrence?
Yeah, you're talking about Darren Peterson, 6'5", an elite three-point shooter. I'd like to see him be a little more aggressive, get downhill. Does a great job of reading screens. You see him active and alert defensively. If you're going to play for Bill Self, you're going to defend. But he's a matchup problem, and when he gets downhill, he draws help. He's a 6'8", 10-eye guy. What I mean by that is when he has the ball, eyes are on him. So when people try to take him out, he gets in the lane. He is a very willing passer. He's a matchup problem.
One quick question here for you on Peterson. Of all the great players that Bill Self has had in his Kansas days, he said the freshman he is most excited to coach, of all the great guys that have come through there in his era, is Peterson. Why do you think that is?
He's the most mature. His approach, his game is mature. Sometimes you can get a young person who carries themselves in a mature way, but his game, his patience, his poise, he lets the game come to him, his basketball IQ, and his body. I mean, he is a guy that each and every night, they're going to play through him. He can play the point, he can play off the ball, and he's going to make the game easier for everyone else on the floor.
All right, so in the ACC, nobody needs a big year more than Hubert Davis, and he's really got to lean on this young man.
Yeah, this guy is a genetic freak. At 6'9", he can run, he can jump, he can rebound the basketball, he can finish around the basket. He can take people in ISOs, back them down, inside rip, shoot the three. Does a great job of running the floor, but to me, he's one of the most mature young defenders in all of college basketball.
The Louisville fans are buzzing about this guy, Michael Brown.
Yeah, Michael Brown. He didn't have a great exhibition game against Kansas. Don't worry about that. A 6'5" guard, deep range, the ability to change speeds, change direction, get in the lane. Got to be a little stronger, play off 2 feet when he finishes at the rim. Got to let things come to him, but his talent is undeniable.
Will this guy help Tennessee to his first Final Four ever, Coach?
Well, he's going to be surrounded by older, more mature players, even though a lot of those guys are coming in as transfers. But this guy, he's not Kevin Durant, but his body type, his high release, his ability to get to a spot reminds me a little bit of Durant. Now, he's got to really concentrate, not settling, get to your spot, elevate, and also do other things, rebound.
How about this guy for Coach Cal?
Yeah, this guy reminds John Calipari of a pretty good guy, a guy named Derrick Rose. Physical, strong, tough guy, can get it to the rim and punch it, can shoot the three, a willing passer, really good in ball screens. You see him come up that screen, go underneath, he's going to jump up and bury it. You chase him on the ball screen, he's going to get to the rim and play through contact.
So we'll wait to see what happens. What do you think about Coach Cal year 2 here after the slow start in year 1? More than
it ended pretty good, though.
That it did.
I mean, they were 0-5 in the SEC. Are you kidding me? And they went to the Sweet 16. Think about John Calipari's team.
Right.
He's got 4 returning players.
Right.
Retention's the key in college basketball. He was able to retain the key guys. Now, these young guys, if they can help, could be interesting.
And in Memphis, Kentucky, and Arkansas, who has reeled in and produced more first-round picks and one-and-done players than Coach Cal? Your second half is next.
It's halftime in Colonial Life Arena, South Carolina and North Carolina A&T, the season opener from Columbia. Time in Columbia, South Carolina leads North Carolina A&T 46-28. Dave and John with you at halftime. John, you've been so impressed with South Carolina's connectivity.
Yeah, absolutely, especially on the offensive end. They have been able to move the ball. They've worked inside and out. They've showed their ability to knock down the three. They've showed their ability to get those post touches and as well as paint touches. And then also their open floor opportunities they've taken advantage of. It's been impressive to see.
Let's take a look at some highlights from the first half. And we will start with the Aggies and the Walkers. No relation, John, but they've combined for 15 points.
Yeah, absolutely. They were able to make an impact right away. You see here, Lorian Walker getting himself a little bit of space and creating. And then we see Lewis Walker getting to the mid-range. Lorian Walker again making and taking tough shots. And then finally, this nice nifty finish here from Lewis Walker getting all the way to the basket and finishing.
Meanwhile, South Carolina's bigs have been doing it both inside and outside. K-Pitch,
yes,
great from behind the arc.
Yes, starting out with K-Pitch, showing his ability to spread the floor, and he's been doing this all game. And we see the strong to Butler connection there with Butler with the exclamation point. Strong with one as well. Nice little point at the end, got himself a tech, but K-Pitch finishing it off, showing his floor spreading ability.
He shot 31% from three last season for UC San Diego. He's 3 for 4 so far tonight for the Gamecocks. Here's our game summary so far. Shooting percentage very high for South Carolina as they're 16 for 27 from the floor. Fast break points, John, in favor of North Carolina A&T, but a huge discrepancy in three-point makes.
Yeah, and that's one thing that South Carolina will be able to make up for on the back end. When teams are able to get turnovers and get out in the open floor, they can make up from it from the perimeter.
Paint points have been even. 14 points for A&T, 14 points for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, I would think that the Gamecocks would want to expand on that and limit those paint points from North Carolina A&T. just because South Carolina is in the SEC. They are going to be playing against paint-dominant teams on a night-in and night-out basis. And so going against a team in a lower conference like North Carolina A&T, you want to be able to dominate against those types of teams.
Coach Parrish played 11 players in the first half, showing off their depth. They've doubled up in bench points. Gamecocks have 22 points off the bench. The Aggies just 11, though they have played 10 players of their own.
Yeah, I mean, obviously South Carolina has a lot of talent that comes off their bench. It's always good when you have a team that has players that are coming off that also could serve as starters. You really have a next man up mentality when it comes to this team.
First possession of the second half will go to A&T. Pierce to inbound. Pierce in and out. Rebound for Capich. Fourth rebound of the game for Norden Capich, along with his 9 points. Studi. Johnson a deep three. Off the mark. An offensive rebound for Studi. Swinging around. Studi. Rebound for Doumbia.
Those were both two really good shots for two veterans on South Carolina's roster. Normally those go in.
Walker pulls up. Rebound for Meechie Johnson up ahead. He finds Knox.
Kobe Knox did a great job of absorbing that contact and still being able to finish.
Here's the outlet pass.
Yeah, and that was great recognition from Meechie Johnson, showing his quarterbacking skills there, finding Kobe Knox for the finish.
Pierce yet to get on the score sheet tonight. His floater is short. Gamecocks look to run. Johnson one-on-one. He'll draw the foul.
Meechie just showing his second gear right there. Change of pace is phenomenal.
And how much he improved the first time he came to South Carolina. He's good in 2022-23, was great in 23-24. His second team All-SEC in a very deep league. Had 10 games that season with 20 or more points. He was their second leading scorer the season before, just behind Gigi Jackson. Uche Ume gets help from Pierce. Pierce, a tough shot. Gets it to go.
Pierce has been aggressive in the second half, attacking the basket every time he gets a touch.
That's his first bucket. And now a steal for Doumbia. Up ahead with the jam.
Doumbia doing a really good job of anticipating the play. He's able to shoot the gap against Capich.
Coach Ross told us he's a long, athletic, gangly guy. Hoping he can protect the rim for them this season. And several bigs by committee that they'll use. Studi will go the other way.
And we see here Lane Pierce getting to the basket, absorbing that contact and finishing. Here, Doumbia shooting that gap, getting himself a fast break for a nice dunk.
A collision. We'll go the other way. Third foul called on Leluce Ume. Richard sophomore from London, England. He's a transfer from GW. Didn't play much last season, just 2 minutes in the season opener before missing the rest of the season with injury. Knox drives baseline. Has it knocked away. The Aggies look to push. Middleton.
And that is when A&T is at their best. When they can get fast break opportunities, get out and run before the defense gets set, so they don't have to battle you in the half court.
Cut the lead to 15. Studi. This is from in close. A whistle that will go against South Carolina. Here's the fast break, John.
Yeah, they are so fast. Blistering speed there. And they know that that is where their bread is buttered.
Leluce Ume picks up his 4th foul. Studi at the line. It's the first. Miles Studi in his 6th year of college basketball. His first 3 years at Vanderbilt. 91 games there. So he led the SEC in three-point percentage back in 2021-22 while playing for the Commodores. Walker pulls up off the glass. Rebound for Sharaf jumps. K-pitch inside, the spin move. Hook shot goes.
You got to see some of K-pitch's footwork there. Just showcasing his post work as well as his three-point ability.
Sharp jumps with authority.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Nice no-look pass there.
Michi to the Mongolian, John.
Beautiful dunk there from Mike Sharp Johnson. No-look pass from Michi Johnson.
A 6-0 run for the Gamecocks before that timeout. Final 2 points of that run, John, from Sharp jumps.
Yeah, just looking really good, really natural out there. We talked about his feel, his ability to play so many positions because of his high IQ and size. I mean, he's improved every year he's played. He's put on 10 pounds of muscle, and I think he's primed for the SEC.
Was well-traveled, began his college career at Dayton. And then stop at San Francisco, Utah, and now senior season with South Carolina. 99 career games, so this is game number 100 in the career of Mike Sharavjam's. 84 of them have been starts. Turnover for A&T. Brings us to another timeout, media timeout. 15:53 left to go in the second. South Carolina leads 55-34. Coach Ross of North Carolina A&T played his college ball at Winston-Salem State, played for the legendary Clarence Gaines. He was teammates with Stephen A. Smith, talking about their relationship. Coach Ross told us, we've always had a tremendous relationship. He said, I like to tell people, there were like 5 of us listening to him at Winston-Salem State. Now there's 50 million listening to him. He was still yelling and doing the things that he's doing now. Back then, he's just unbelievably loyal to his friends. And he mentioned, John, it's him when you see him on television, but also not him, right? Everyone has a little bit of a shtick, but so we all tend to be a little bit different at work than we are at home. They always had a lot of fun playing together for Big House Gaines. Incredibly loyal to his teammates, as we mentioned. Said we have a group text chain, always busting his chops and trying to keep him as humble as we can.
You have to with Stephen A. Smith. I mean, can you imagine how much they had to humble that man in that locker room? Imagine how loud that locker room was. I bet it was a fun time to be alive.
He was the type of player that always thought he was open, always going to hit the shot.
Well, if you hear him on ESPN, he's got elite confidence. Just imagine him asking for the ball on a consistent clip, saying, I'm hot.
This will stay with South Carolina. Zondico hit a 3-pointer in the first half. He's got 3 points and 1 rebound. He's the big on the floor for the Gamecocks. Thought about the 3. Instead, we'll take it inside. Oh, nice move. A foul that will go against South Carolina. And an aggressive Hayden Simeon.
Extremely aggressive. Coach Lamont Paris said that because of his aggression, he's going to find minutes on the floor. He already has a SEC body as a freshman, but he's one of those guys that you rather say, whoa, than sick him.
He plays so hard. One of the hardest playing guys that Coach Paris has ever been around. Sort of completely exhaust himself with how hard he plays. He's so physical.
You gotta love it. Those are those old school players that you want on your roster. They go nonstop, unparalleled motors.
You mentioned the whoa and the go. He's got the go down to a science. A rebound for DeBrick. fifth-year forward from Springfield, Illinois. And inside, it's Lewis Walker.
Lewis Walker is playing extremely strong, using his strength, his body, get himself baskets out there.
Simeon was asking for it in the post, unable to get it to him. So instead, it's Johnson. Now they get it to a Simeon. Kicks it out. Johnson drives the lane. And one.
Pump fakes have meanings for Meechie Johnson, especially somebody who, when he looks at the basket, you have to respect it. And it opens up his trek to get downhill and finish. Now he's at the free throw line.
It's so difficult, John, to stay in front of him. Especially if you give him any sort of advantage.
Absolutely. And like I said, you have to close out him with conviction, because if you don't, he will knock down that three ball. If you don't, then he will go right by you.
Converts on the three-point play. He's got 9. Pierce. Now Middleton working against Johnson. Strong finish for Trent Middleton Jr.
Yeah, beautiful tape from Middleton. Once he got his shoulders ahead of Meechie Johnson, he knew that he had the advantage.
Great pass. It's deflected. Getting back to Middleton, John, we asked Coach Ross who's the biggest impact transfer on the perimeter, who's going to affect winning most. He said, I think Trent Middleton is just someone who played in our league, coming from Delaware, has a good feel for the game, really likes to pass the ball on time and on target. He said he's probably going to be the one who has the biggest impact. He's had a solid game so far with 10 points for the Aggies.
Well, you know when he's on the floor and you know when he's not. And partly because the ball touches the right hands at the right time.
He exits here. Ellis swings it inside. Sondiko doesn't get the bounce. It's kept alive by Grant Polk. Again, 2 7-footers on the floor right now, and Sondiko and Butler. We saw this in the first half. They'll swing it to a wide open Johnson.
Don't let him set him. What I like to say about Meechie Johnson, do not let him set his feet, because if his feet are set, it is a high percentage shot.
Butler gets in the way of Walker. Foul calls. Another look at the ball movement that led to the wide open 3 for Meechie Johnson.
Nice paint touch from Eli Ellis. A one more pass to Meechie Johnson. He makes him pay.
Point scorer, Meechie Johnson, reached that mark last season. DeBrick misses everything. Fans here inside CLA get on KJ DeBrick. Johnson with a head of steam. That'll be a goaltend.
Talk about Meechie Johnson's first step. It is tough to deal with.
Folks who drive, John. Meechie, he's a race car. Oh, yeah. A steal for Polk. Stolen right back by the Aggies. Walker. Can't hit from in close. Now the Gamecocks have numbers. Johnson. 2 Aggies up ahead. And it's Walker with the jam.
One thing I'll say is you do not want to run with North Carolina A&T. They're extremely fast.
Butler drills it.
Great find from Eli Ellis. Being a selfless teammate. Making that one more pass that we talked about earlier.
Whistle and a timeout on the floor. 11:25 left to go. Three-point prowess continuing for South Carolina. This time it's a 7-footer, Butler. The Gamecocks have the lead here in the second half. South Carolina leads North Carolina A&T 66-42. Season opener from Columbia. 11:25 left to go. Offense really clicking tonight, John, for the Gamecocks, shooting 54.8% overall, 45% from three.
It's beautiful to watch. I mean, what we're really seeing too is South Carolina's depth. They have so many ways that they can beat you. It's going to be tough to guard them, deal with them. Teams are going to have to be locked in.
South Carolina locked in on ball denial. They'll take possession. Eli Ellis, 5 points in his official debut. Great exhibition game against NC State.
Yes. And I think they surprised some people. I think that they felt that they should have won that game. And it could have gone either way, but did a really good job of just competing the entire game and really seeing where they stood and what they need to work on moving forward.
Sharp jumps. Strong from the corner. Bullseye.
See what I'm saying? Strong, not only a prominent player in the post with his back to the basket, but also can knock down the three. It is a deadly situation where you, 9 times out of 10, have 5 players on the floor that can shoot the deep ball.
DeBrick draws the foul. Here's the three from Elijah Strong.
Nice roll action from Butler. Creating some hesitation from the lift defender. And Elijah Strong making him pay.
KJ DeBrick, transfer from Cleveland State, 2 seasons there. Played 33 games off the bench last season. His first 2 years were at John A. Logan, where he won a 2023 JUCO National Championship. One of these bigs that Coach Ross will rely upon. Fenton. Amadou Doumbia. The brick. Baseline. A jam for Lewis Walker.
Lewis Walker is having himself a game. Not playing outside himself, just doing what's necessary.
Butler took it in strong. And a foul's going to be called on North Carolina A&T.
A&T just showing their ability to get down the floor as quickly as possible before South Carolina gets set or has any help side available. Lewis Walker gets himself an easy dunk with it.
On the other end, he picks up his third foul. That'll send Jordan Butler to the line. 4 for 4 so far tonight from the charity stripe. 4 for 5.
Did you jinx him?
I'm not taking credit for that.
Okay.
It's not my goal.
No. Nobody's trying to do it.
Got to give the stats, though, John.
Yeah, you have
to roll.
You have to give the news.
He's a good free throw shooter, though. I mentioned 71% last season. In and out on the second.
We just won't say anything the next time he shoots.
Deal. Walker's fouled. Grant Polk picks up the foul. His second. The cheers you hear are for Eli Sparkman, who's about to check in.
The Spark Man off the bench.
Walker hits the first. Here comes Miles Studi and Eli Sparkman. Sparkman missed last year while studying abroad in Santiago, Chile. Played 4 games as a sophomore and 12 games as a freshman. 8 of those were in SEC play. Became a fan favorite, John, here inside CLA.
I was about to say that. Yeah, he is a fan favorite. Ball touches his hands, you will see the crowd erupt.
Michi's not the only one back this season.
Oh, yeah.
Some pressure on Sparkman. He gets it up ahead. Ellis.
Eli Ellis, man, plays with so much confidence out there on the floor. So smart.
Walker will go back to the line, but first the bucket from Eli Ellis.
Yeah, ball fakes matter, and you saw there that ball fake sent 2 A&T defenders out of the picture for a second, where he could knock down a wide open